It's not what you eat, it's what's eating you. Nutrition is so important. If you were to think of one physiological nutrition key or step, it's kind of simple. Eat food as close to as nature intended. If you want an apple, eat an organic apple. If you're eating an apple covered in caramel, and it's a genetically modified apple, if it's sprayed with pesticides, if it's from some other part of the world and they had to pick it early and it took 2 weeks to come here, it's still food, but it's pretty synthetic. If you want beef, eat grass-fed beef, a real animal, not something that's eaten genetically modified corn and soy and hormones and antibiotics and all this stuff. So for what we need to do physically with our nutrition, it's to just eat clean, eat like Mother Nature, God, however you want to look at it, intended. But it's also what's eating you. Now, in this day of social media, which is an amazing tool, there's so many things that grab and pull our attention. So we may be trying to go a certain way in life, and social media hijacks our attention to going, oh, that might not be right. You should do this. And maybe it has good advice. And maybe that good advice just leads to confusion. It puts you off pace. So your mind can be eating you. Whatever emotions, especially as men, that we haven't sat with, we haven't processed, we haven't felt, we've numbed out with alcohol, drugs, porn, overeating, video games, excessive social media, online dating. These things become things we're consuming. It's almost like a form of junk food or a disempowering nutrient. Another thing that people don't think about is what's eating them is things that they feel like are them, but they're not actually them. If you have parasites, talk about physical parasites, you may feel hungry and you actually don't know you're not hungry. Another thing that's similar to that but different is candida overgrowth, yeasts. I'm doing a parasite protocol right now. I'm about a third of the way through. And the first part is knocking down viral load, antibacterial, microbial. What was surprising to me is my food cravings, which I didn't think I had a lot, and I don't think I have come to other times in life. Within a week or two, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I ate, I think, restaurant food once in a month, fairly healthy. So we literally can have things that are eating us that we think are us. I was talking to a guy the other day, and he's doing this, was it 30 days or 60 days without sugar? And he had a cookie, but one leads to 6. And he was kind of being hard on himself. Like, he didn't say it, but it was like, don't I have enough willpower? What if what you're feeding isn't you? And then you're judging yourself for something that's in you, that's hungry, that's not you, but it's been there so long, you think it's you. And there's things inside of us, whether it's what we go to for sex, for porn, mental patterns, things that we've gotten so used to, we think it's us. A thing that can be really eating us and what it can accumulate into is shame. Guilt is like, I shouldn't have ate that cookie yesterday. That action was out of integrity. I said I wasn't. Shame is different. Shame becomes an identity. Meaning that if you ate that cookie, or slept with that girl when you shouldn't have, you knew it was a bad decision, and then eventually it becomes, I did something bad. And whether it's said out loud or it can be kind of sneaky, it can go, and let's say John's doing that, and John just comes to the conclusion of John thinks he's bad. It becomes an identity. It becomes something emotional that's eating you. What's an identity? An identity is simply a set of belief systems we have about ourselves. Now, as a human, as a guy, these things are out there, right? And I think it's so important, and in the biohacking community, we can get confused by it, is keeping the vessel clean. And if you're taking care of your health, you go, I eat healthy, I go to the gym, I don't really drink, I don't smoke weed anymore, whatever it is. But keeping the vessel clean means so much more than that. Who are we spending time with? Are we spending time with people that we want to be? I was talking to a guy recently, and he was spending time with people that he kind of likes for business stuff, but these aren't people he deeply aligns with, and it's been bothering him. Who are you spending time with? And these different things, how we spend time, what we use, becomes a part of us. These emotional patterns, these thought patterns, they become us. Even though they're not, they can, when done habitually, they become us. So what's eating you right now? And it can be energy as well, which can be fed through the mind. Are you still thinking about your ex? Or are you with your current girlfriend feeling bad for what you did 6 months ago? So even though you've tried to heal it, you've apologized, you have a sense of guilt or a sense of shame around sex, shame around who you are, shame around what you really want. These things become something that's eating us. So even again, you go to the gym, you eat clean, I have my red light over there. I'm using my ring light, which my eyes might not like at night. You have these different biohacking devices. But then if we looked at our mind the same way we looked at our plate, and the girls you follow on Instagram, whether you're in a relationship or not, and you're consuming this stuff, and it can be just like junk food or sexual energy. You're single, or you haven't healed from stuff from your past around sex, and you've been absorbing these things. People go, well, I'm celibate. But I look at bikini models all day, just kind of like softcore porn on Instagram. They have a little bit of clothes. We're consuming these things, and these things we consume, they become eating us. And we can do all the things right in the physical world, in the biohacking world, going to the gym, and we can be energetically, mentally, and emotionally depleted. What are you consuming right now? If what you looked at on social media had a nutrition content, would it be on your biohacking dinner plate? Or would you realize, those bikini models on Instagram, God, that's like eating a bunch of seed oils or a bunch of sugar, or going out and drinking when you don't drink or you barely drink anymore. What are you consuming? What's the first thought you have when you wake up in the morning? If the last thing you do is scrolling on mindless stuff, news, just women, liking women's photos, and that's the first thing you're thinking of in the morning. I want to be with a girl like that. Or what's going on with this country or the economy or different things. It's not just what you consume on your dinner plate, it's also what's eating you based on what you're feeding, based on what you're feeding yourself. And learning a lot about parasites over the last couple months, these things become like not just physical, that's real, but emotional, energetic thought parasites, where it feeds into fear, where it feeds into shame. What if I'm not good enough? What if this happens? Yeah, I have this big dream, but I still got this thought in my mind of what someone said about, I'm this kind of person, or, I'm part of the Smith family, and you know how the Smiths are. They're just this way, and what kind of things are you feeding yourself? And one of the best ways to heal, to combat this, what are you doing right before you go to bed? Because an amazing morning routine doesn't really start in the morning. If you're drinking, consuming social media junk food, spending your time with people you don't want to be around, That's the first thing that's running, whether you like it or not, through your subconscious mind at night, and the first thing you wake up with in the morning. Stay strong out there.